Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen. You've just joined us for the round 8 of the GT3 League 2020 and 21. This is the last race of the season, and it's we're at the mighty Bathurst in the GT3s. We're currently in a qualify session at the moment, so we've got 3 25-lap races this evening. The first race will be calculated off quali, the second race will be reverse quali, and the third race will be grid will be determined by the 2 points from the first 2 races. Okay, so lap record here in the GT3 is Christopher Mees in the Audi R8 GT3 with a 1:59.3. That was in an unofficial GT3 weekend, but still managed to get a great lap in during the Bathurst 6-hour practice, I think it was. Christopher Mees, a champion from Germany, as we just see Daniel Padasano hit the forest elbow there. So just before we get started on the racing tonight, we've got the season standings. Okay, so just to explain, there is only 3 points separating Allan Marks, which I'll bring up now so we know who we're talking about. Allan Marks will be in the Ferrari 488, black and red there. He's currently leading the championship, and there's 3 points separating him to Thomas Foster, who is driving the Bentley tonight and looking pretty hot. Currently in P3 in the yellow GT. So they're the 2 main cars you need to be looking out for. We'll just go on track now for local stats with 4 minutes to go. I will bring up both the drivers on our driver cam. So I've got Thomas Foster there. I'll also bring up sponsors GT3 and the track map. Okay, so we are at Mount Panorama. That's Thomas Foster on screen there, so we're watching him in the Bentley going through to Solomon Park, the top of the hill. Currently in P4 at the moment, half a second behind pole setter James Delaney. We'll see what his onboards look like. Okay, so it's Thomas Foster warming up his tyres, getting ready for his hot lap with 3 minutes to go. You can see the little dots in the top right hand corner, that's representing their current position. So if you make reference to the left hand side, that'll tell you who that driver actually is. You see Thomas Foster coming around Murray's corner, just hitting the curb there, losing a bit of time. While we watch Thomas on track, we'll show you Allan Marks in the store. That's Allan Marks there in the foreground, and that's Nick Fiddick in the background. Both racing from the store with Anders Anderson as well, who's driving in the Lamborghini Huracan. With 2 minutes to go, I'm just going to quickly go through the other drivers. Colin Sanders, who I need to make mention to, is joining us from all the way from Canada. and he's on fire. He's had practice early tonight, as in the Ferrari 488 Rinaldi Racing. He's joining us all the way from Canada. Hello to Canada viewers. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I think he was saying. So he's had a good sleep, and now he's up again just to join us. Alan's informed me tonight, and apologise for forgetting, but he's actually been in the shop about 5 years ago and had a couple of races in our mixed league. So Colin is familiar with Racecentre and knows exactly where we're racing from in Sydney. And he's got a store in Canada called Track VR. If you're ever in Canada and looking for a sim centre like us, please go and check him out. 1.5 minutes to go. We'll see how Tom Foster's going, see if we've got any purple sectors. And we do. Looks like he's saved it. He was just off on the first sector, but definitely on par on the second sector. Third sector, will he grab pole on the last minute with a minute to go? Looks like he's bailed on the last one. Maybe cut track there while he has his quick refreshment. On my timing screen says he's on pole. So congratulations, Thomas Foster, grabbing pole there, although it's not showing up on the timing screen in game. We've got Colin Sanders in the pits, James Delaney coming around. And there it is. It looks like the timing screen has updated. And that's Delaney crossing for P3. Second row of the grid on the inside line. Next to him looks like Daniel Padasano, who is out on track. No, he's in the pits. Nick Fiddick, I could hear a bit of a scream, so it looks like he's not on a good lap as he's getting a bit messy through Forest Elbow. We'll see where Allan Marks is qualified in P3. So he'll be right behind Thomas Foster, as you see on screen there. Thomas just reading the timings as we come to a close. Nick Fiddick still out on his hot lap. As he comes down towards Murray's corner. Navigating the final lap of the quali session. There's a check. Oh, and he's binned it. He's caught that inside edge. Scott Flack still out on track. Currently in P7. Sector time's not looking too good. So opening sector was a 2.5. So this don't think is going to be as fast as Peter Foster. Is also 2.7 off the first sector. As we see him come to a close. So I'll bring up the quality results. I'll get rid of the map. Okay, so Thomas Foster takes pole with a 203.065. Very good time there. Colin Sanders from Canada right next to him. Just off, just misses it by 5/100ths of a second. And Allan Marks is close behind. Oh, James Delaney's just moved up into P3, and that pushes Allan back to P4 for the start of race 1. Daniel Padasano in the Bentley as well. He'll be starting P5. Nick Fiddick remains in P6 in the Maranello Ferrari 488. Scott Flack in the M Sport Bentley. Peter Foster in the Bentley, Troy Jaslowski in the Bentley, and Anderson rounding out the top 10 in the Lamborghini Huracan, the only one on circuit. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly talk to the boys and we'll hopefully start the session.
attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Okay, so we're waiting the grid. It's formation lap. The boys will be doing 1 lap to warm up the tyres. Looks like a Bentley Marathon out there. Not really regarded the car of choice, but tonight the boys have definitely hopped in, smashing the times there, so they'll be starting and filling the grid. We've got the lone Ferrari up front and P4. Thomas Foster on screen at the moment. Okay, so just repeating the grid. Thomas Foster, Colin Sanders on the front row. James Delaney, Allan Marks on P4. Daniel Padasano in the Bentley. Next to him, the Ferrari of Nick Biddick. Behind them, Scott Flack in the Bentley. Peter Foster also in the Bentley. Fifth row of the grid will be Troy Tuslasky in P9 and Anders Anderson in P10. Okay, so we can bring up the track map now. Watch these guys. Not that one. Driver. Okay, so Thomas Foster on screen at the moment in the yellow Bentley. If you just joined us, Colin Sanders on screen there in the green Ferrari. He actually raced with us in the Bathurst 1000 in October last year all the way from Canada and was taken out first corner by one of the drivers and spent most of the race just fighting his way back to the front. So he did an awesome job there. He's actually joining us again from Canada, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning for him there. So we appreciate him coming to support the last race for the GT3 League. So come round, Murray's getting ready to grid up. We can see Tom Foster just talking on Discord at the moment to the other drivers. The guys can all communicate. Alright, so we'll go back through the grid. Okay, so just waiting for Anders Anderson to roll up to the back there. Alright, now it's gridded up. We've got 3 seconds to go before the green light. Here we go, engines revving. And it's go, go, go. That's the last. Looks like Nick Fiddick missed the accelerator and Colin Sanders gets a good jump on Thomas Foster as he takes the lead. Those Bentleys are huge on screen, and Allan Marks doing his best to try and weave amongst the Bentleys there, protecting the inside line. Through Griffins, it's Colin Sanders, Thomas Foster and Allan Marks. The race you've got to watch for is Thomas Foster and Allan Marks, but Colin Sanders from Canada leads us through. Just gets it a bit loose there going up the cutting there. These cars are all on cold tyres, so we've got a bit of a bump there. It looks like Colin just overstepped it there. That's lost a bit of time, and Thomas Foster takes the lead. Coming down Skyline for the first time is Thomas Foster. Pipping, getting the position 1 back from Colin Sanders, Allan Marks in 3rd. James Delaney, Opposano, Flack, Fiddick, Foster, Paps that is, and Czeslowski and Anderson. You see the front 5 are all together now. There's our other Ferrari of Nick Fiddick just going through there. A bit lonely in P7. Scott Flack making up a position. You can see them all coming through down the hill into the chase. Watch Allan Marks trying to get up the inside, but he's thought better of it. It's only the first lap of the race so far as they get through the chase cleanly. You see the other Bentleys just waiting to pounce, because we've got the 2 Ferraris stuck between the giants of Team Bentley on the track at the moment as we head for our second lap. It is a 25 lap race, so once that clock goes to 0, then it's checkered flag. So the leader must collect be the first one to take the line, and then positions roll in after that. So we head up Mountain Straight for the second time. See who's gained and lost in that. So I've got Allan Marks swapping with Delaney for position, and Flack and Fiddick swapping. Everyone else has remained the same. Okay, so they all get through the cutting quite nicely. Again, it's Colin Sanders really chasing down Thomas Foster out front. See if I can go on board with the Ferrari. Starting to get a bit wily now. Coming down to the Forest Elbow, trying to tuck in. Then the car run out. He's just brushed the wall slightly there. Allan's not in a position to gain. All he's got to do is tuck into the draft down Conrod Straight. As Thomas Foster takes us through the chase, I'll go back to Peter Foster, Paps, Thomas Foster's father, doing a good job in P8 at the moment. Nick Fiddick in P7. We'll go back through the front. Scott Flack in another white Bentley, Opposano. Not in a position we're used to him in. Currently in P5. Ahead of him is James Delaney, very accomplished sim driver, as Thomas Foster just collects fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.813. Then we've got Allan Marks. Bring him up on driver cam. There he is, he's got the race face out with the tongue hanging out. Very focused on looking after his tyres at the moment, but the guys are doing well. You can see a lot of wheel work with Allan driving. And that was Delaney almost touching the wall right behind him there. Bring up other camera angles, but it doesn't seem to be working for me tonight. So head down Conrod Straight, still very much close together. You can see less than half a second separating each driver as they come down. See if this works. Look at the Bentleys just teasing Allan Marks there coming through Murray's corner. Opedisano, the driver at the back there, the red trimmed Bentley, just posted the fastest lap of the race, 3.714, not far off the qualifying time as I head up Mountain Straight. Allan Marks in P3 at the moment. Here comes Delaney. They head up the hill. Delaney knows he's stronger under brakes. Just trying to force a mistake from Allan Marks at the moment. As we go into the cutting, there's the first to sort of getting some relief as the Bentleys are really putting pressure on Allan Marks at the moment as they go under the bridge towards Solomon Park. Love that angle back towards James Delaney. Just a bit of smoke up from Allan Marks as he comes down the hill through into the dipper right now. There they are. Allan's just got to hold his nerve, taking the inside line, and that's Opedisano off the back there. He's spun, he can't reverse until the track's clear, and he's done a great job. The other two getting through. So that just leaves Opedisano putting pressure on. Here he comes, Delaney up the inside, through the chase. Side by side, Allan, it's not going on the outside. Allan's just got to hold the inside there. Just got a bit wide. As we're just given a little note to Allan Marks to leave racing room, squeezing James Delaney out through the chase there. That's his first and last warning. So they're spreading out but not still within contact of each other. We saw Daniel Opedisano just make a mistake at Forest Elbow, and unfortunately he slipped back into P7 behind Nick Fiddick, who's now chasing down Scott Flack in the Bentley. This is for P5 at the moment. There's a good little battle going on. You can see the white dots on screen. That shows you the little battles and where they are with each other. So the top three really close together, and then you can see 4, 5 on top of each other, which is what we're seeing on screen at the moment. Oh, and that's Opedisano. Oh no, sorry, that's Scott Flack hitting the wall there. So that means Opedisano should be coming around the corner. We'll go back up front as, yeah, we've got James Delaney getting back on the back of Allan Marks. Go back to my favourites. See how much stronger the Bentley is through Murray's corner. Not a bad effort from Allan to not lose any time to Delaney, but there you go, squeezing in on turn one. It looks like James is going to get a good run up the hill. Just got to tuck in the draft there. Allan decided to take the outside line. Allan's a bit strong under brakes there. As you can see, Delaney's trying everything to get past. All James is trying to do is cover the mirrors. I'm sure Allan knows that he's right there behind him. James doing a great job to keep the pressure on though. Quite comfortable, just got to sit there and keep that bonnet under the back of the Ferrari. Lose a bit of turn in there, as you could see, he couldn't get the car turned in enough and just clipped the wall there. Oh, will he go up the inside? No. Ferrari just getting the back end loose there, coming over the hill. Will he pull it up in time? So it looks like Colin Sanders is coming back to these two as Foster's running away with it. And that's what he needs to do if he's going to take out the championship today. You can see the little flames up on the track map there. That means they're on a flyer. And if we're to follow Tom Foster, you'll see purple sectors there. It looks like Colin Sanders is on the same, so we'll see a purple sector in the second there. So these two are smashing it out front. The closest battle we've got here is James Delaney. This one's firing up too. Just over halfway, we've got 12.5 minutes to go. And we've got Nick Fiddick moving up into P5. Great effort from him. And that's him in the background next to Allan. Just touching the grass on screen, wiping his hair off, his sweat off. It's getting quite warm in here now. The boys working really hard to keep the car on the track. These tyres will be going off. It's 2 times tyre wear tonight, so although they'll have plenty of grip at the start of the race, they've got to nurse it for the next 12 minutes or so. Looks like Allan's getting all crossed up there. I can see on the driver cam. He's starting to stretch away from James Delaney there. Still got the tongue out, so we know he means business. That Bentley's tyres probably going off now, getting a bit loose there. Could be a draft issue, not getting enough front downforce. Oh, there he is, up next. Will he come up the inside? Look at that. Beautiful shot there of the drafting down Conrod Straight. James has just got to pick one side. Here he comes. He's going to choose the outside. Is he going to force a mistake from Allan Marks? Allan Marks holds firm to keep third there. 10 minutes to go. This is heating up. Allan's taking the shorter line there, which could affect his exit and allow Delaney to get him up the inside for turn one. Will we see a dive? So Foster's pulled a 2.5 second lead out from Colin Sanders from Canada in P2 in the green Ferrari. And then this battle. This is the battle of the race so far, ladies and gents. We've got Allan Marks, James Delaney, both Sydney based. Allan's in the store with us tonight. James is racing from home. Quite tricky up the top of the hill there. You can see the Bentley really scraping that wall there, trying to get a good exit. Will he go down the inside? It's not the best place, as we can see. So we can see Allan Marks just lighting it up there. Great precision from James Delaney not to hit the wall and maximise the exit there. right up the inside, trying to get the draft. Side by side they are. Oh, down into the chase again, side by side. Allan likes, there it goes, James has got through. And that's P3, hopefully Allan Marks can hold with him. Got the job done with 8.5 minutes to go, but can he keep it that way for the rest of the race? So that's Allan Marks down into P4 and James Delaney up into P3. So it looks like Obadesano's pulled the pin for this one. He's a new daddy, so he's probably got daddy duties. I'm sure he'll be back for the second race. He'll probably drop down from 6th to last by the end of the race with 8 minutes to go. So I've got Nick Fiddick up into P5 and behind him Scott Flack. Peter Foster up into P7, great job from him. Looks a bit lonely out there. The track's no other cars around him, which is a safe thing. Troy Cieslawski moving up a position as well. And Anders Anderson in the lone Lamborghini. Beautiful looking NEC Lambo there for Attempto Racing Team. Back up the front, top of the hill, coming back down into Forest Elbow is Thomas Foster. He's just getting through there down to Conrad, opening that gap out to a 2.7 second lead now. Oh my God, James Delaney coming up on Colin Sanders. It looks like Allan Marks is in the wings waiting to see what happens here. Colin Sanders from Canada. James going to get the inside. Will he get it done? Oh, Colin's too strong through there. And is James and Allan still there? No. So, okay, so this is turning into a battle for P2 at the moment. Someone's on a flyer there. Looks like P3, P4, Delaney maybe. So Ryan getting a good exit through turn 1. Going up the hill, you want to maximise the exit on there because it's an uphill grind pretty much for these cars. Only getting the 6th gear right about now, just before the braking zone into the cutting. As Sanders takes it nice and beautifully. We can see there Foster in the yellow Bentley just going through the green Ferrari of Colin Sanders and the white Bentley of James Delaney with the red Ferrari of Allan Marks right behind him. That's your top 4. And then we've got a 9-second gap back to, or 8.5 second gap back to Nick Fiddick as he looks like he just crossed the line. No, he's up into the chase as well. So it looks like 5 and 6 are together as well now. So Scott Flack and Nick Fiddick are battling out for P5 at the moment. We're on board with Scott Flack at the moment, going through the dipper there, chasing down Nick Fiddick. Coming in Forest Elbow, taking it a bit wide there, outbraking himself. But he's still got a good exit there. Coming down Conrad, they're at top speed, 268, 270 k's an hour. Nick Fiddick going into the chase and Scott Flack just closing up on the back there. So that gap's only half a second, probably less than that now as we go through Murray's Corner for just under 5 minutes to go now. Nick Fiddick coming from like P8 up into P5 at the moment. So I just see positions gained and then lost throughout the... So due to the DNF from Opposano, everyone moves up a spot and the front four have remained from quali results. Okay, so battle up front again. As we can see, the same gap between Fiddick and Flack on screen. We've got moving up to Colin Sanders P2 and James Delaney in P3 at the moment. Can't see the red Ferrari of Allan Marks. He's dropped off. He's now coming up over the hill. So Delaney's now chasing Colin Sanders in the green Ferrari. Down Conrad Straight, the fastest part of the circuit. You can see the drafting there. Delaney really gaining on Allan Marks before, and now he wants to do it again to Colin Sanders from Canada. Just run wide if Colin just needs to break deep, which he does, maintain position, but James has taken it not quite wide there. He's going to give the position back because he did leave the circuit. Oh, he's coming to the pits for tyres. He's only got 3 minutes to go. He's managed to burn those tyres up enough to need another set. He's going to be relegated back to the back of the field, or at least P8, P9 position. So that brings Allan Marks back up into P3 at the moment. We've got Thomas Foster up the front, 3.7 seconds ahead of not Nick Fiddick, Colin Sanders from Canada in P2. Now Thomas is in the other Bentley, so it'll be interesting to see how the guys are managing these tyres on the Bentleys. We've only got 2.5 minutes to go, so with 3.5 seconds to go, he can afford to sort of back it off a little bit just to protect. I think it's the front rights that are going to go, being a anti-clockwise circuit. Just coasting down now. Still close to his fastest lap, or the fastest lap of the race, which is still held by Daniel Opposano at the moment with a 203.714. It's Foster just circulating slightly, about a second slower than that. So with the... Oh, and James has got a pit lane penalty. It's probably a pit lane infringement. He doesn't need to serve that until the end of the race if he doesn't want to. Probably got that from speeding into pit lane, I'd say. I think it's 80k here. So it looks like Nick Fiddick will move up into P4 at the moment. So it's Thomas Foster with a minute to go. This will be I'd say definitely the last lap with a minute 50 to go. He's just got to do one more lap. Colin Sanders he's smoking it up into Murray's corner. Checker flag's out for the stewards, but it's a lap early at the moment. Just ignore that, as we do have one more lap to go. There is a minute and a half left to go in the race now. Colin Sanders is not too sure what's happening there. He's going half speed. Looks like he thinks he's finished. Looks like a couple of guys. Checkered flag's not out yet. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Okay, so that's the end of the race. I've We've still got a minute to go. Thomas Foster's still circulating with 55 seconds to go on my clock. Okay, so I've got Thomas Foster coming down into, very confusing here. I think he's retiring, but looks like it is the end of the race. So let me just bring up the results, see if that sorts it out for us. Because I'm seeing 15 seconds to go here. So at the end of that, it was Thomas Foster, P1, Colin Sanders, then Allan Marks in P3. Behind him, Nick Fiddick moves up into P4. Great job from a poor start to make his way back up into P4. Colin Sanders, Allan Marks. And then behind him, Scott Flack. Not able to get past him at the moment. Scott Flack. And then it was James Delaney. Unfortunately, had to pit on the last lap of the race, or second last lap. But he manages to finish in P6, just in front of Peter Foster. And then it's Troy Cieslawski, Anders Anderson in the Lambo, and Daniel Opedasano with the early DNF finishes in P10. Okay, so we're just going to reset the grid here. And we'll get the grid set for the second race of the evening. Just stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right with you. What? What do you need?
attention grid. Will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Okay, welcome back. We're just griding up for the second race. Still got a formation lap, so all good so far. You guys haven't missed anything at home. So this one's a reverse grid of the quali results. So generally we'll get the slower guys up front. So I'll go through the grid at the moment. We'll show you the grid results. It's going to be Anders Andersen in the lone Lamborghini up front. Next to him, Troy Cieslowski. Peter Foster in Bentley. Next to him will be Scott Flack. Nick Fiddick on the third row next to Daniel Opedisano. That'll be Allan Marks, James Delaney, as we saw a great racing race one from them too. And down the back will be Colin Sanders and Thomas Foster. So the guys just need to relax, take their time. It's a long race. I'll probably mention that to the guys while we're going through. Okay, so I've just made a quick note to the guys. And we'll get ready for the race as we come across Skyline. Watching Anders Andersen in the NEC Lamborghini warming up his tyres. Okay, so... track map. Okay, it's quite a long lap, so we're almost there for the start of the race 2. You can see all the Bentleys on the circuit up towards Murray's. Got a little red Ferrari in the middle there. We've got Allan Marks starting in P7 and Thomas Foster starting in P10. He's got a lot of work to do in this race, Thomas Foster. And his father, Peter Foster, as we love to call him, Paps. He'll be starting up towards the front. Might just watch him as we go into turn 1. Alright, countdown. And they're off. Anders Andersen getting a great jump off the start. It's a big pile up in the middle. They're going to have to sort that out. That looks like Allan Marks, championship contender, right up the back there. Not too sure what was going on there, but looks like all the Bentleys made it through. They're big enough. Who are we watching at the moment? James Delaney, P5. That's Colin Sanders going around the outside. Anders Andersen, let's give him some credit. He's doing well out front. He's got Scott Flack right behind him. So Anders Andersen leading the race. He's racing with us from in-store, but he's from Sweden originally. Just visiting Sydney. And he's just going to hit the wall or just come back in. Oh, Scott Flack just getting loose there. That's Opedisano moving up, and Anderson's gone through. So Opedisano getting a free ride up to the front, while Anderson's trying to stay on the track, and then he settles back into P5, right in front of Colin Sanders. Probably need to review the reverse grid after this season. It hasn't really produced anything good. As we watch Scott Flack back up the front, getting past Opedisano. Watch the two Bentleys coming into the chase there. That's Flack in front in the M Sport with Opedisano in the red trimmed Bentley. Opedisano getting a good exit, but Opedisano getting a Flack protecting the inside line. Opedisano side by side. Will he get the job done? He gets the turn in. So it's Opedisano going up Mountain Straight. Scott Flack and James Delaney right behind him. In P4's Peter Foster there in the Bentley, doing a great job in P4 at the moment. A second and a half behind the leaders. Closing right up on the back of, there goes his son, Thomas Foster at the moment. Will perhaps let his son through. He's not making it easy for him. Thomas going around the outside. Bring up Thomas and his race face at the moment while he's battling with his dad. Although he gets the job done there. Nick Fiddick in the Ferrari trying to go up the inside line. Fiddick back into P7. And Allan Marks, biggest loser out of that incident, down into P8. So he's got a lot of work to do. As Opedisano's out the front, and we've got closer battle with Flack and Delaney. Coming down Conrod. I love this shot here. Scott Flack looking back towards James Delaney. He's closed him a lot. We can see Scott Flack just locking up the rears there, trying to get it through the chase. Great shot. You can't see it through the wing there, but Delaney's got right up under the back bumper of Scott Flack. And that's Delaney behind, getting the fastest lap of the race so far with the 205.182. We've got a couple of DNFs. That's Opedisano again, having issue at the front of the race. He's pulled out, but it's side by side. Here they come up Mountain Straight towards the cutting. And it's Delaney on the inside. And that's for the lead. And there's Colin Sanders back in P3 in the Ferrari. And here comes Tom Foster in the yellow Bentley. They've all learned some lessons from the first race to look after those tyres, especially James Delaney, who copped a lot of time by coming in to change his set. 20 minutes to go now, 5 minutes down. A lot's happened, a lot of positions have changed. We'll see if that actually works. See if I can see the... Yeah, so Anderson. Delaney, the biggest gainer. Look at that, 7 positions at the moment. And Sanders and Foster also gaining 6 positions each. The biggest loser, Opedisano. Okay, so it looks like Foster's having a good time on driver cam there. We'll just go to Foster at the moment, see where he's at. So he's right behind. So that's Colin Sanders right behind him. Oh, he's just gone wide. Bit of a three-way here. Now we'll go back trackside. A Scott Flack. Oh, let's go to back of Scott Flack. He's got two cars chasing him down as he's in P2. Down the main straight, Colin Sanders getting up the inside there. Foster's just happy to sit back there and see which way he needs to go. He's got to follow the faster car up the hill. Looks like Sanders is getting a better run. So Foster's just got to sit in the draft. But Sanders has moved over to protect the inside line for up the cutting. And that'll let Foster through to P3. Okay, Allan Marks is coming through the field too, so he's moved up into P6 at the moment. So he's only what six odd seconds off the fighting pack up the front. So if he looks after his tyres, as you see, Sanders just getting the rear end loose there. Oh, Foster just touching the wall slightly. Here they come down Skyline into the dipper. Just scraping the wall there, but it's not going to cost him. Foster's bouncing off every wall here. Hope he settles it before Forest Elbows. We can see Scott Black trying to get in behind him, and there's the red car of Nick Fiddick. So Fiddick's moving back up the pack now. Currently in P5. Delaney stretching that lead out now by almost 3 seconds as he comes through the chase. Got Sanders, Foster, Flack. There you can see the top 5. Delaney's got a control. Oh, I don't know if that was Delaney. Delaney smashing the fastest lap at the moment with a 204.054. Almost taking a full second off the previous fastest lap. Foster just taking a nice cool bevy as he goes up Mountain Straight to chase down the Canadian in P2. Colin Sanders in the green Ferrari is joining us from Canada. It's 2 o'clock in the morning for him, so we appreciate him joining. He's actually raced with us before in a league 5 years ago when he visited Australia, and maybe that inspired him to join a sim centre over in Canada. Tracks VR, if you ever write that down and look it up. Great VR centre in Canada. I'm not too sure exactly whereabouts. Foster in P3. Just got to stay ahead of Allan Marks if he wants to take the crown tonight. Marks is dropping off the back of Fiddick. It was a 3-second gap there, but now it's down to 4 seconds. We'll just try and see. We know that's where Thomas Foster is in the yellow Bentley, currently in P3. But that's Allan Marks coming through the chase, so he's not that far back. One mistake from Thomas Foster, and he'll be right up there. So we're watching James Delaney, another fastest lap of the race, almost a 2:03. Okay, so just looking for some gaps here. Looks like Flack and Fiddick neck and neck here too, going up through the cutting. I think I've called Griffin's Bend the cutting once before tonight, so please excuse me. Well, that's definitely Scott Flack coming through McPhillamy Park. Oh, Fiddick just hitting the wall there quite hard. Coming down in the chase. Oh, Fiddick really smoking up those tyres. Getting loose. I'm not too sure how he's making them last, but it looks like Colin Sanders is on a fly. I'll just see. Where is he? So we'll just get rid of Thomas Foster. Yeah, so Colin, fastest first sector of the race, and he's 2/10 off the second sector. We'll see how it goes for the fastest lap of the race so far, but he's brought the gap to first down to 3 seconds flat, and he's got a second and a half behind Foster. See the gaps down from Murray's Corner, the gaps are sort of stretching out a little bit there. And Colin crosses the line with a 2:03.8, and that was, not too sure what happened there, but that was Flack straight in the wall. He must have got loose coming out of Murray's Corner, just got caught up on the thing and just went to the inside and then smacked back down into the outside. That promotes Allan Marks up into 5th place, and Scott Flack just behind there, as you can see, coming through turn 1, relegates himself back into P6. So Sanders is smashing it at the moment. He's brought the gap down to 2.8, 0.2 seconds better than Delaney out in front. Delaney, remembering, pitting on the first lap for tyres. So is Delaney doing enough to conserve those tyres? He's still got at least 11.5 minutes to go. Only time will tell, as the gap out front's 2.5. Maybe he's actually thinking that himself, going, am I going to make it? Should I just conserve tyres for the end of the race at the moment, now that he's got a bit of a breathing space? Foster dropping back 2.5 seconds back there, although that gap doesn't look like 2.5 seconds. So we're just going through the 3rd sector at the moment. You can see Thomas Foster getting the fastest sector of the race so far, 2nd sector I should say. So that should see him back up to 2-second gap. Looks like he's getting thirsty too on driver cam. I can hear Nick Fitting having a... Just see if Thomas Foster gets fastest lap of the race as we're on board. He was 1/10 down and 1/10 up on the 2nd sector. So is that fastest lap of the race? 2:04, no, it's half a second off. Actually, James Delaney, wow, smashing it, 2:03.946. He's getting faster and faster every lap. I keep saying he's slowing down, but Jesus, that's James is definitely showing everyone up at the moment. Actually, Colin Sanders has currently got fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.8 flat. So that's 1/10 up on James Delaney. So the gap is back to 2.8. So look, things are holding steady at the moment. Foster's coming down to 2.3 behind Colin. So the top 3 are absolutely flying ahead of these last, the remaining guys. Nick Fiddick did a 2:04.8, that's his fastest. But last lap, Allan Marks did a 2:06 flat. So Allan Marks is dropping off the lead at the moment. We'll see if Scott Flack's recovering from that earlier incident on Murray's Corner. P6 just hitting the wall there up top. Ooh. Okay, so we've got James Delaney coming down Conrod with 8.5 minutes to go. coming through the kink into the chase. Down a second gear or third gear, I think these guys are doing it in. Nice smooth run out through the chase there. You can see him not using the curves. That's saving a lot of time. Getting caught up on those curves definitely costs you a lot of time and wheel spin. That's Colin Sanders now in the rear of the shot. So you can see from the dots on the track map and the timings that we're all pretty much spread out quite a bit now, as we've got just under 8 minutes to go. Delaney out in front, been strong all race. Had a big 3-6-way incident in a turn 1. Even after warning the guys, please be careful, they've managed to all crash and burn on turn 1, and now we're picking up the pieces and settling out who got away with what. And it looks like Delaney, Sanders, Foster have come up trumps. Fiddick did get involved, and so did Allan Marks. He was actually got stuck at turn 1 and had to wait for everyone to go before he could continue. So for him to come up into P5's been a great job. But I don't want to give it to commentator's curse, but you know, I can see the championship slipping away, as there's only 3 points between him and... So I can just hear Nick Fiddick. Oh, he's just reversed it down Skyline. As you can see on the live standings, there's only 3 points. Looks like Black will probably finish up in P3 for the season, as Fiddick was his closest challenger. But he's not doing he's not having the best of nights tonight. Okay, so we're still looking at Nick Fiddick coming down. He's dropped it back into P6. Oh, Santa's just locking up there. Probably coming down the gears a bit too quickly there. And that's Foster in the yellow Bentley right behind him. So Delaney just got his fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.928. Very consistent from these guys, and they have to be if they're going to stay out front. Just under 6 minutes to go. It doesn't look like these tyres are going off, as we see Fiddick come through the lane there. He's going to lose another couple of places there. Alright, back up front we've got Delaney. Sanders coming up over the hill towards the grate there, as you can see that just the mark on the road. See the track rubbering up as well. And Colin joining us from all the way from Canada at the moment, so we appreciate him joining us. Oh, Thomas Foster struggling to keep the car settled through the dipper there. So with Fiddick coming in the pits, it means not Flack. Allan Marks is right behind him. So this is Allan Marks coming down the hill at the moment. 4.5 minutes to go. Okay, so this is one to keep an eye on. Allan Marks chasing down Thomas Foster. Showing a 12-second gap, but oh, there's Scott Flack right behind him too. So looks like Foster just has to hold himself, doing what he's doing. He's had a win, and he'll probably pick up a third here. Got James Delaney coming up Mountain Straight with probably about 2 laps to go, I'd say. 3.5 minutes. with each lap taking 2 minutes 4 seconds minimum. You can see Delaney nice and chilled through that section there. Still keeping the car under control, lapping in the 204s. Nice inside line through Forest Elbow. You can afford to get on the gas early. As you can see, you had plenty of room on the exit there. And Sanders is down to a 2.9 gap, so Sanders just dropping off slightly there. We're only talking 1/10 of a second over the past 10 minutes, I'd say. And it looks like Delaney's got the fastest second sector by 0.3 of 0.3 of a second. We'll see if he takes the crown off Colin Sanders. 203.8 we're looking for. He's got across the line before 203.8. Looks like he's pretty close to that. Oh, 204.4. How did that happen? So he lost. Well, I'm not too sure how he lost that much time off the fastest lap, but fastest second sector of the race there. It looks like Colin Sanders has moved back up slightly. But with this will be very, very close to the last lap. We'll see the timer as the driver goes past the line. I can hear in the shop Fiddick just bouncing all over the place off the walls here. He's just smacking those new tyres, and he accidentally took on some fuel as well. So he is a bit heavier coming down the hill. You can see him struggling. More Tokyo Drift style coming down the dipper there towards Forest Elbow. He's just ragging this Ferrari. We haven't seen much of Anders Anderson in P7 at the moment. Just joined him coming through the chase there. Looks like we've got, and Peter Foster in P6 holding firm there. Scott Flack just in front of him is chasing. There you can see Flack chasing down the Ferrari with 30 seconds to go. Just going to join the leaders, see where we are. So we come down Conrod with 24 seconds to go. I'm not too sure. I think he's going to cross the line just before the timer finishes. So it looks like we'll go for another lap. I could be wrong. It's going to be very, very close. If he was smart enough, he'd just hold back, put the brakes on a little. No. Oh, look at that. Look at... No, that is the checkered flag. So that is the finish of the race. Or is it? No, he's definitely pulling up. So that's the finish there. And he's pulled it into the garage. Great job from Colin Sanders. That brings Foster in third. Allan Marks just keeps it ahead of Scott Flack. And we've got Peter Foster. In P6. We'll go to the official results in a second. I'll just see where the other guys are. So we've got Allan Marks, Peter Foster. Here he comes. Peter Foster crossing the line in P6. And that's Anders Anderson starting from pole with reverse grid. He'll come across the line in P7. Okay, so they're the results. James Delaney, quite demanding race there ahead of Colin Sanders racing from Canada in P2. Thomas Foster taking home P3. Allan Marks doing a great job to recover from a bad start. Unfortunately on turn 1, he finishes in P4. Scott Flack in P5 after that that spin there and a couple of incidents. Peter Foster, solid P6 from him in the HCP Motorsport Bentley. Anders Anderson in the Lambo, finishing P7. Nick Fiddick unfortunately had to pit there for tyres and took on unnecessary fuel accidentally, finishing in P8. P9 was Daniel Padasano and Troy Chlowski DNFing quite early in the race. Not too sure what happened there, so I'll have to talk to the guys. Just going to reset the grid, calculate from the results, who's going to start. Nick, can you show me how to do it with the buttons? One of your buttons on the left, right thumb is hit request. And once you hit, you can go out and test it. 2020 V8 League season. I don't know, but it looked like Allan went straight across everybody. Chronograph function, stainless steel, hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap. It was 4 wide going down the main straight. Even after I told everyone to take it easy, you go 4 wide. At Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching. Date, calendar, and 100 metres water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching. Date, calendar, and 100 metres water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching. Date, calendar, and 100 metres water resistant. once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
Non-essential personnel leave the grid now. Attention grid, all non-essential personnel.
Okay, through technical difficulty, we just have to restart that race. Looks like one of the cars has failed to get off the line, so it's caused a bit of a jam. So just quickly restart the race. Hopefully he's still with us and can join us. I just spoke to him, so he should be right to go. He has regridded, so hopefully he's awake.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, another technical glitch. We've just restarted once again. So third time's a charm. Okay, the crowd down the bottom of the hill are quite loud. That's good. Right, excuse me, I'll just talk to the drivers, see what's happening here. Through the resets, we've got technical. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gents. It's the last race of the season for GT3s. We've just had Tom Foster trying to make his way back through the field as he looked like he had some technical glitches getting off the line there. The game froze or the timer didn't let him go. But we're back on now, so we can set the grid. Hopefully it's correct. So after the first two races, we'll have Thomas Foster starting off pole with Colin Sanders next to him from Canada. James Delaney will be P3, Allan Marks P4. Behind him, third row, Scott Flack, and then next to him, Nick Fiddick in the Maranello red Ferrari. Peter Foster in P7. Anders Anderson will be starting P8. And Troy Jaslowski rounding up P9. Daniel Opedasano's got a early flight to catch, so he won't be joining us for the last race of the season. Okay, I'll bring up all our goodies. Bring up the track map, the driver cam with Thomas Foster. Looks like he'll be crowned GT3 champion if he just finishes in the top couple of spots. And qualify. Come on. Okay, so there we have it. Grid's ready. Yellow, green, red, white, black and red. We've got all the colours on screen at the moment. So Foster and Sanders coming around Murray's corner to grid up. Okay, crowd getting very excited now. Last race of the GT3 season for 2021. Last squirt of the tyres, getting them up to temperature to get a good start. All right, and we've got Troy at the back, about to grid. Okay, it's all quiet. Waiting for the green light. 3, 2, 1. And it's green. Last race at Racecentre, Tom Foster not getting the best of starts. He gets turned around. A few guys are going flying there. That's Foster back down at P6. Sanders getting a good start there. He's got Allan Marks right behind him. Got A Foster in. Okay, so that's Thomas Foster in P5. And we've got, unfortunately, Peter Foster back in P9. To be fair, I can't restart that race because we never restarted in the second race. So we've got Colin Sanders from Canada up front and the two Ferraris taking 1-2. Allan Marks right behind him. That's Allan Marks on screen chasing down Colin Sanders at the moment. Colin getting a good run out the back, but Allan Marks will probably get the draft here. Allan Marks pulling out of the draft. Side by side they go down Conrod. Here they come, going in the chase. Only one's going to fit, and Allan Marks takes the front, takes the lead. It sounds like Nick Viddick's in. So it's three Ferraris up the front with Nick Viddick in P3 at the moment as well. So up the front, Allan Marks, Colin Sanders trying to get around. Three Ferraris definitely dominating after that earlier incident on the opening start finish line. You can see Allan Marks going up the inside to protect the line. Colin coming over to get the better line through Griffin's Bend. This brings them all together. Black and red, green and red. It's the three Ferraris and Foster's already up in the... Thomas Foster's already up in the P4. Watching Allan Marks on the fastest first sector of the race so far. It is only the second lap. Oh, he's cooking it, but he's managed to hold it. Look at the two Ferraris chasing him down into Forest Elbow. What a great angle that is. They managed to get through Forest Elbow quite cleanly. Looks like Fiddick's drafting Colin Sanders in the back there. Just saw an incident back there at Forest Elbow with Anders Anderson and looks like James Delaney. The Lamborghini definitely fast down the bottom. Will he pull it up on the brakes? Done a great job there. Delaney definitely getting stronger through there. As we go back up the front. Colin Sanders with the fastest lap of the race. Allan Marks, as you saw, had a bit of difficulty up the top there, locking it up into the dipper. But he's managed to hold it. And it's getting quite comfortable because we can't see any tongue in the race face. Oh, there it is. Griffin's Bend brings out the tongue. He's got the inside line, but he's very messy up through there. And that's Colin Sanders coming through and taking the lead from Allan Marks with Nick Fiddick right behind. Oh, Nick Fiddick just getting caught up in the inside there. Not too sure if his nose got chopped off. We'll watch the two at the front. It's still the three Ferraris up in front with 20 minutes to go, 5 minutes down. Coming up over Skyline. Colin definitely one of the faster drivers in the second race of the evening. But will he do enough to keep Allan Marks at bay? Allan will probably try the inside here. Okay, side by side, this is a great battle. Look at this, down the main straight. You can see Colin Sanders tucking in behind Allan Marks. So we're coming to the chase, slightly overlapping. Allan just locking up, trying to get it hard up, deep under brakes. He's taking the inside line. Colin Sanders just waiting for the mistake there, but Nick Fiddick is in there. And here comes Thomas Foster, just coming through Murray's Corner at the moment. That was fastest lap of the race for Thomas Foster with a 2:04.2. So he's definitely catching these guys. The gap is 3.5 seconds to Sanders. So I'll just bring up to see what it is to the leader. Thomas Foster's 5 seconds down at the moment. So it's Allan Marks back up into P1. Behind him is Nick Fiddick moving up from P3. Great job at Murray's Corner there. Or coming out of Murray's Corner, I should say. And he's definitely on the back of Allan Marks, really pushing him. Going up the inside up as Solomon. Hasn't been done before. Will it be done tonight? That's upset Allan Marks. He's dropped a spot, but will he drop another one as Colin Sanders wants a piece of that? Allan's just got to settle down and get his rhythm back. All he's got to do is win the race, and then on count back, he'll probably win the championship at this point. But we've got to wait for Thomas Foster to move up. We've got 7.5 minutes to go of the race, and there's still a lot to dissect through the points should all these positions keep changing. There he is. Thomas Foster's closing the gap here. As it stands, I think Thomas Foster will get the championship, but Allan Marks really needs to get up the front. We're not expecting this from Nick Fiddick to be up the front as well, so it's a great job from him. As long as he doesn't need to make any pit stops and just holds it firm. Just see him locking up the fronts, going through the chase. Should give him some credit following Nick Fiddick. You can see Nick Fiddick just in the background behind Allan Marks in the driver cam there. He's in the sim number 5 in our store. That's Allan Marks trying to protect the line from Colin. Nick Fiddick crossing the line with a 2:05.5. And he can't. Where's James Delaney? He's in P5, but he's just absolutely smashed the fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.4. He's still in P5, so it's a fair way down. Got caught up in that earlier incident, but this top 4 give us the best race of the night should they all compress up. But Nick Fiddick doing a great job to stay out in front at the moment. Nick Fiddick stretching away now. The gap over 1.1 seconds. Sanders and Marks is who we want to look at. We're on board with Allan Marks coming into Forest Elbow, getting a good run on the inside early on the accelerator, maximising exit. And this will probably maximise the top speed down the end of Conrod Straight. So we'll see Colin Sanders and Tom Foster behind him at the moment. Nick Fiddick doing a great job out the front there, holding his own. As you can see, the battle between Marks and Sanders is bringing Foster into the game, and it's taking Fiddick out further in front. Just quickly go through the field. It's the 3 Ferraris out in front. Oh, I just saw Sanders just getting caught up with Allan Marks. They're not too sure what happened. I just pulled away right as stuff was going on there with Allan Marks. Once again, always in the trouble. So they're relatively spaced out, but now Thomas Foster's in the picture. Wow, the way this race is playing out, it's going to come down to the wire for the championship. Always last race. We saw it in our V8 championship late last year on the last race of the evening. And tonight it's coming down. Nick Fiddick's just hitting the wall. All right, so it's 3 wide coming into the chase. We've got Fiddick out in front. Heavy under brakes, and Sanders has gone through, slid through into P2. These 3 Ferraris are definitely showing us a great show at the moment. Allan falling in the clutches of Thomas Foster behind him in the first Bentley of the race. You can see the yellow car there. Just quickly go through the rest. James Delaney's closing on this group as well, because he's lapping in the 203 still, and everyone else is in the 206s getting caught up in that trouble. Behind him, Scott Flack, P6. The Grasshopper not doing a bad job, but he has done better in the other cars before. Anders Anderson in the Lambo coming through the chase there. He's in P7. Peter Foster made his way back up a spot already, and he's in P8, and looks like Chislasky's pulled out. All right, back up front, Colin Sanders, the Green Machine from Canada. And that's Allan Marks going through in a P2, just ahead of Nick Fiddick. Well, as much as I want to watch Sanders out front, it's the 3 back here we've got to watch. Right when I crossed to him, he got caught up in an incident there. Oh. Wow, it's all happening on this lap. In a quarter of the lap, Sanders is out in front, Fiddick in second, Delaney, Marks, Foster. Wow, Delaney never thought he'd be up in P3 already, but here we are. Wow, this is going to be all on before the end of the race here. That's Delaney getting a clean exit out of the chase. Mark's trying to hold close to him on the inside. And he gets the job done. So does Foster. Foster will get the job done on turn 1. So that's 3rd, 4th and 5th we're watching at the moment, going up the hill. 10 minutes remaining. It's Sanders out front. Fiddick's managed to gain back P2 after that incident at Forest Elbow with Thomas Foster. There's Nick Fiddick there in P2, 2.5 seconds behind Sanders. Sanders was caught up in that earlier incident, but with the other 2 incidents, it's really given him some breathing space out front now. So Fiddick by himself, but it's Marks and Foster. Look at this race. This is for championship points. Marks just clipping the wall there on exit. You can see how you can't call it yet because anything can happen within half a lap, even a quarter of a lap. This second sector of the last lap really changing up the results at the moment. And now we've got a 3-way battle for P3. Like Fiddick just missed the exit of the chase there and got through, but back behind him. Guys are all getting caught up and crossed up at the Griffin's Bend. Looks like Foster's just gone through into P3. It's a great battle for P3 at the moment. We've got Foster, Marks and Delaney, who was flying in race 2. Colin Sanders up front. You can see Nick Fiddick just coming over Skyline. This will be a great result for him if he finishes in P2. Delaney going up the inside or threatening to, just trying to scare Allan Marks off his game a bit. And Marks really out-braking himself through the dipper there. Allan Marks just touching the wall on the exit of of Forest Elbow there. Delaney could get the draft down into the chase under brakes. Look how big that machine is. Allan Marks manages to hold position there. Not too sure if that was legal. I've already warned him about moving under brakes. Can't keep swapping lines. You choose one and commit to it. If he does it again, he'll be given a 5-second penalty. They come through with just under 6 minutes to go. Up front, it's Colin Sanders. There he is. 5 seconds ahead of Nick Fiddick in P2 in the second Ferrari. And we've got our first Bentley there in the yellow. And you can see behind them Allan Marks and James Delaney in the Bentley trying everything to get past. Allan Marks getting loose on the exit there. Really exciting racing here. I mean, these guys are racing side by side and Allan's just gone wide, hit the wall, hit the marble. Coming down Skyline into the dipper now. Starting to drift away from Foster, just over a second now. But he's being distracted by his rear vision mirrors with James Delaney right behind him, trying to change his line, getting better exits. Okay, so James Delaney going up the inside ahead of Allan Marks. Allan Marks trying to squeeze the position out, but he's going to come off second best as he goes down to P5. Allan should be right to get back past Delaney. He's just got to sit in the tail, sit in the draft of the big Bentley. Ferrari's very good at drafting other cars, but Allan's just overshooting that corner now. Maybe he spent too much on the tyres to get past. It's Colin Sanders out in front, coming up Griffin's Bend. 6 seconds behind him, Nick Fiddick in the Ferrari, but he's coming in the clutches of Thomas Foster in the Bentley. And there's Thomas Foster on screen there. If positions stay the way they are, I think he'll take the championship. And Allan Marks will take second. They come down Skyline with 2.5 minutes to go. That's telling me it's either a 2 or 3 lap race to go. We've got James Delaney there in the white Bentley just behind these guys with the fastest lap of the race at 2:03.3. And the closest person to that is, looks like Thomas Foster with a 2:04.1. So over half a second to go as Foster gets the draft on Fiddick. He just tucks in to get a better line through the kink. Fiddick too strong through the kink there and under brakes and on the exit. Well, he's taking a bit of grass. That's going to cost him some time. And here comes Foster around the outside. Fiddick still caught on the grass, but will he get it back under brakes on the inside? Oh, very close. Well, a lot of skill to not get involved in an incident there. That's Foster up into P2 now. And Fiddick in P3. Still a great effort from Fiddick. After the couple of incidents in the first two races. This is a stronger effort, and this is where we expect to see Fiddick in the races, so it's good to see him up in P3 at the moment. James Delaney is breathing down his neck with only a minute and a half to go. Where's Colin Sanders? He's coming up through the chase, so clinical effort from him. He hasn't been bothered all day, and he's 8 seconds ahead of the pack, so for him to race with us from Canada, it's been a great job. Looks like Fiddick getting a bit loose now on these old tyres, struggling to keep it down. Delaney's very solid behind him, just waiting for him to make a mistake. Yet he's probably saying to himself, yet another Ferrari I've got to get around. Just see Foster on screen trying to get through the dipper. Here's Delaney tucking in behind Nick Fiddick down Conrod Straight. Up over the crest we can see the Bentley a lot stronger. Getting up beside him now. 2x2 into the chase. Will Fiddick get him under brakes? And that's Delaney through into P3. And that's... Ooh. That's Sanders just crossing the line there, taking the win. Congratulations to him. Great job from that's Foster. Delaney on the last lap, taking the position of Fiddick. That's 3 and 4. P5 will be Allan Marks. He's going to take P5. Crossing the line, taking the checkered flag. That's Scott Flack in P6. So we're waiting for Anders Anderson. Coming down Conrad now, Anders Anderson in the Lamborghini NEC. Here he comes. That could be Peter Foster behind him for position. The gap's only 2 seconds, but it's going to be Anders Anderson in P7 with Peter Foster close behind him in P. Got Scott Flack doing doughies on the main straight. See if the other guys are... Colin Sanders, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's actually got to get up and go to work now or go to school. Okay, so we'll bring up the results for the last race of the league for 2020. Colin Sanders from Canada taking out the win ahead of Thomas Foster, who got caught up in that incident on lap 1. He's made it back to P2. Behind him, James Delaney taking the position through the chaser on the last lap, just ahead of Nick Fiddick, doing a great job with better race from him tonight. Allan Marks unfortunately finishes in P5, just struggling on old tyres. Scott Flack finishing in P6. Anders Anderson P7, just ahead of Peter Foster, and Troy Cieslawski retiring early from the race. Okay, so just bear with us. We'll try and get to chat with these guys, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Function stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching. Date, calendar, and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James. Can you guys hear me? someone talk? Yes?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Okay, great. Alright guys, so we're live on an air. Let me just see if I can get Allan Marks online. Just bear with me for a second, guys. Okay guys, so congratulations, great race in that final race of the night. Thanks Nick, just leaving us. Thanks for joining the league, Nick. Great race, second last lap. Nick,
It's an honour, fellas.
Nick just saying it was an honour to drive with the guys. You know, we've created a good fan base and a good community of sim racers, trying to keep it clean. And okay, alright, so that last race, what a doozy. Tom, another incident in the turn one, and it's all catch up from there, but it definitely created a lot of good battles throughout the field. James Delaney smashing it with the fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.399. Really taking out the fastest lap ahead of Thomas Foster with a 2:04.167. I'll just firstly congratulate Tom Foster for actually taking out the Racecentres GT3 League for 2020 on points, just finishing ahead of Allan Marks there. How do you feel, Thomas? How was that, trying to get back in that last race there? We saw you getting through the field there. Bit of a mess at the start.
Yeah, I suppose there's a fair bit of pressure there to try and get it done. Alan's an absolute fabulous racer, and to try and get past him is a fair bit of work. So when I did get past him, it was as a bit of a relief, and then just trying to stay there was the hard part. So yeah, big congratulations to Alan for how well he's done this season.
Yeah, he's quite a strong driver, and yeah, you guys really battle it out. Even from the start of Magello at one of our earlier rounds, and I know, you know, all throughout the year, it's always created great battles and great viewing for us on the stream. So you'll be receiving the championship cap, the traditional Racecentre GT3 championship cap. That'll be in the mail, plus another, yet another neon Perspex sign. So congratulations, Tom, well deserved. And yeah, that's 2 2s and a first for you this year. So you've done an amazing job, and I'd just like to thank you for supporting our races and being there, and you know, keeping it up the front, keeping things entertained, and all your work in the background as well, I must add. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, big thank you, firstly to Racecentre, and then secondly, Shane, you know, everything you do for us. As I've said previously, mate, it's hats off to you. All the work you do in the background is phenomenal. Just to put all this together, you know, a one-man band, recording and putting it all together, and the guys in the Racecentre, and making sure we're here at home have got everything we need. It's a big credit to yourself. Then yeah, secondly, I'd just like to thank Foster's Fence and Fix. You know, they've put me in the races all year, so big thank you to them. So yeah, cheers.
And I've got to go to, just before I go to Allan Marks, because I have to do a technical change, I'll congratulate Scott Flack for taking third in the championship. The Grasshoppers come through and taken third position for the season. You've showed your consistency. Changed the car up a bit this round, so we didn't see as much up the front for Bathurst, but still third for the championship. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. It's been fun. Unfortunately for me, Bathurst is not my strongest track, as I proved in the V8 earlier in the year as well. Congrats to Tom and Alan on their results. It's been a good season of racing. Really enjoyed it.
Well, we know you're now racing with the FSR F1 league through your success with Racecentre and whatever. And we wish you all the best with the championship there. Hopefully you do well. We're sure you are because you're an absolute monster in a Formula One car. So definitely want to wish you well and all the support for 2021. And if we can do anything for you, then just let us know.
Yeah, thanks for that. Really appreciate everything you yourself have done and Racecentre have done for all of us this year and even previously with all the leagues. It's been really fun. You really got me into sim racing and yeah, just really enjoy it. So thanks a lot.
No worries. I'm sure we'll be friends for life, and as we all are in the chat, and we'll definitely keep in contact and support each other as we've got another race this Saturday and throughout the year as well. So again, congratulations, James. You over to James now. Like, mate, you were lighting up the screens with the fastest lap of the race. Unfortunately, a couple of incidences saw you chasing your tail and doing your best to get up the front. I didn't think you'd think that you'd be up into P3 at that stage after the couple of incidences coming down Skyline. You went from 5th to 3rd, and you're like, what were you thinking then?
Trying to come back after being too greedy at the start, I guess. It was a good surprise coming third, coming down the straight after getting the 2 positions. But yeah, congratulations to Thomas for winning the championship. I know I've only been around for the 1 round, but it was good fun. It was good racing, and everyone was really good to be around for the race.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, James. You definitely mixed it up with us, which was good, and we like to see that. And, again, we wish you all the best in your future races and championships with AK Race, is it?
I'm starting with the Aussie Sim guys. So yeah,
excellent. Well, good luck with that.
Trying branching out, but it's all thanks to you, Shane. Got me into sim racing from the beginning, so without you I wouldn't really be racing now. So thanks for all your work over the years and helping me with everything.
No worries, buddy. It's been good to see you get stronger and stronger and become the fast driver you are. You're definitely going to mix it up with Aussie Sim Wars, especially this Saturday if you're watching. We're all going to be competing in the Aussie Sim Wars Beyond Blue fundraiser this Saturday night, Saturday the 6th of Feb. So make sure you look at your socials under Aussie Sim Wars and watch the stream on Race Stars TV. So yeah, James, it's been really good. I'm sure we'll cross paths in the future, and hope to see you soon, buddy. Well done.
You too.
All right, guys, thank you. I'll now talk over to Allan Marks. Allan, unfortunately, you got second in the championship. A couple of mistakes or incidences in those 2 races. Just missing out there, unfortunately. How do you feel? Yeah, across the year, like certain things have come to the steward's attention, and we've had to deal with that with numerous reports. So we do have to look at that fairly both ways as well. We know we've given out warnings and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it has cost you the championship. It did come down to 3 points at the end, which, if you can imagine, was 3 points before the season. I know that it was definitely a win for Tom tonight, but unfortunately that relegates you to second. So hopefully we can support you in the future sim racing and get you set up and get you out there and joining the races with these guys. And yeah, we wish you all the best. Is there anyone you want to thank?
All the drivers that we had join us and show how good they were over the whole championship.
Okay, great. Thanks, Alan, and well done on your second place. He'll be picking up second in the championship and receives the Racecentre GT3 League trophy for 2020. For everyone at home, thank you very much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe and check us out on the socials for our future races. We could have a 6-hour race coming up next month, so please keep an eye out. Until then, thanks for watching.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julie and James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julie and James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julie and James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julie and James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Jewellery on James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewellery on James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.